Yeah, so hey everyone, welcome to the Harvard community meeting. So today one of our maintainers will present the system level robot accounts. So I'll hand it over to Wang or Shiju. So Wang, do you want to take it over?
是君没有 do the demo.
Okay.
Hello, this is Sujun. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And and I will share my screen. And today I will share a full demo of robot account with you. And my demo has two parts. For part one, I will show you how show all the CRUD operations on Harbor UI for robot account. And for part two, and I will show you a small user case to tell you how to use a robot account to create a tag for artifact. And let's start with part one. And for this part, you need to log in with a system admin account, and then click this button, and you will see this page. And as you can see, in this page, it will list all the system robot account. And in my harbor, it has two robot accounts, and these are and there are some important property of the robot account. And I will introduce the two most important property for you. And before that, let's pay some attention to two important items: the robot name prefix and the robot token expiration. Of course, we can change this value to whatever you want. And click save to save the changes. And let's go back to the list page. And for the first important property, name property, it consists of two parts. As you can see, the name prefix, and the second part, the robot name. This part is stored in database. So when you want to search a robot account, you should not input the prefix, but just the robot name. And see, you find this robot too. And the second important property is projects. It tells you which projects are covered by this robot account. And for robot 2, it covers all the projects with 5 permission. All projects means all the existing projects and the future projects. And in my harbor, I have 10 projects. Now, if I create a new project, and this project will also be covered by this project. And for robot 3, it has 3 projects, and each project have different permissions. And then I will show you how to create a new robot account. There are some fields you need to input, and the first one is name. You should input a valid robot name. And this name should not be used. And for the second property, expiration time, by default, it has a value which we set on configuration page. And of course, you can change it to whatever you want. If you want to set it to be never expired, you should input -1. And for description property, you can input whatever you want. Or you can just leave it alone. And then you can click this checkbox to cover all the projects. And then you can change you can select the permissions you want. Currently, we have 10 permissions, and all the permissions are selected by default. You can kick out some permissions if you want, and then you can click add button to save this robot account. But if you don't want to cover all project, you can select the project you want, and you can also select the properties, the permissions you want. And then you can click add button. And here are two buttons for bench operation. For example, if you have a lot of projects in your harbor, so it's not convenient for you to click one by one. So you can click select all to check all the projects. And this is different from cover all. When you click select all, it only covers existing projects. And here is a filter, and it's a fuzzy filter. If you want to cover projects about test, you can input test to find projects about test, and then you can click select all.
Okay, so cover all means all existing and all future projects,
Yes,
right?
yes.
All subsequent projects created.
One question about the filter. If I input a keyword like use test, if there are more than if the number of the matched projects is larger than your page size, so the select all will also select all the matched projects, right?
Yes,
not just the current page.
Yes, in this data grid, it will load all the projects. As you can see, all the 9 projects are loaded here. So when you filter test, you can see there are 6 test projects, and when you select all, and all the 6 projects will be selected.
Okay.
And then you can click add to save this to save this robot account. And when created successfully, and the backend will return the secret of this robot account. And here in this page, you can click this button to copy the secret, or you can download this secret to your computer. And
So sorry,
and
there's still no way to retrieve it afterwards, right? That's the only point where you can get the secret.
yes, yes. If you forget this secret, don't worry. And under the action draw button, and we have 4 other functions. And the first one is refresh secret, and just choose and select one robot account, and then click this button. You will see this page, and then you can directly click this button. It will generate a new secret randomly. As you can see, a new secret here.
Got it.
And
Perfect.
if you want to set a specific new secret, you can enable
Here.
this item and input whatever you want. For example, I input the harbor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so this means that it's not JWT tokens anymore.
Yeah, it's
Right.
just a CLI secret. You can see
Alright.
it. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't follow it at the beginning, so it's fine.
And then click refresh button to save it.
We might want to change that. It should say confirm, right, or save, or something else besides refresh. Refresh is kind of confusing. But anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry.
maybe I can make some change for this. And the second function is edit. You can change whatever you want except for the name property. Extend the expiration time or add a new project to this robot account. And also you can disable the robot account and then enable.
Nice.
For deleting function, you can select more than one project. And that's all for system level project on Harbor UI. And then I will show you how to create a new robot account, new project robot account. And this page is mostly the same with system robot account, but there are some different points, and as you can see, there is a Nexi neighbor on this robot account. It means this robot account was created in previous Harbor version, and this robot account is still useful.
All right. So those are robot accounts before this version, right? So when they upgrade from the existing version, their current robot accounts become legacy, or it has a legacy tag next to it.
For this kind of robot account, you can refresh secret and you can edit. You can just disable it or label it.
Right. So this is still using a JWT in the background, right?
Yeah.
And these 4 robot accounts are normal project robot account, and for its name property, it has 3 parts, and the prefix and the project name and a plus mark and the robot account name, and there's no project property because this robot account are only cover library project, so there's no need to add a project's property here. And when you add when you want to create a new robot account, and there's no project to select. This part is the same with system robot account, so I will ignore this part. Okay, I think this all the CRUD operations for robot account, and let's go to part 2. And for part 2, I will show you a use case. I will use this robot account to create a tag for artifact, and you can see in my project library, it has an artifact named hello world, and now it has just 2 tags, test and latest, and in Harbor API Center, you can find the API. This one, and this is which can create a tag. So I will use this robot to call this API to create a new tag for this artifact.
So that's one of the 10 permissions that we were talking about earlier, right?
Yes.
Creating tags.
Yes. As you can see, this robot account has 2 permissions, and it contains create tag.
Okay.
And
There should also be a scan, retrieve, scan, report, right?
Yes.
So you mean you want a
Well,
robot account to get the scan report, or
Right. That's one of the things that we had talked about, right?
okay? I will add that added later.
Okay, great. Thank you.
and now I copy this robot account name, and I will set harbor 12345 to this robot account. And input harbor 12345 here, and then the body, I change the name to demo 1, and then click send.
Shijun, we can't
Yes.
see your screen now.
You
So,
can see the
can see.
screen.
We
Are
cannot
you
see the CLI.
Are you using or Postman or other kind of CLI tools?
Yeah, I'm using Postman. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can see the robot name here, and the secret harbor 12345, and the body name, the new name demo 1, and then click send.
So you mean that this URL?
Because I clicked it, I have already clicked this button, so
You can choose another name
yeah.
in the body request.
Demo 2.
Yeah. So this URL is to create a new tag for hello world. Use
Yes,
the
yes.
robot account. Yes.
You can see the status created successfully. and then we go back to tag list, and then click refresh. You can see demo 1 and demo 2 was added to this artifact, and this is all the this is all the demo I want to show you. Thank you.
Actually, do you want to show us the result in Harbor website? We can see your.
Yeah, we can see the
screen.
harbor.
I think he's stuck on the CLI again.
Oh, sorry. Here is my harbor, and you can see demo 1 and demo 2 was added to Hello World.
Very cool.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Shijun, I have a question. Can you back to the system level robot account, and can you open an editor wizard? In the expiration time, it seems there's a drop down. It's a drop box, right? I can directly select never, right?
Yeah.
So
If
maybe
you
it's a little
input,
better when you select a never, you can hide the minus one value.
The number, yeah.
Yeah, you can directly hide that part.
yeah, maybe I can improve the UI.
Yeah, so for another one, I'm not sure if it's a good suggestion. Maybe now we can use the we can select multiple projects through the cover all projects or select all button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little better to to show the number of all the selected projects close to.
Here, there is one. You can see.
Okay.
I mean, I select all.
Select all. Nice.
Yeah. It's okay. It's
Okay. There's a
it's at the bottom is a little. It's not obvious. I think you have the data. Maybe you can show it close to the button. What
Yeah,
about
can you
the,
add some like total selected something to highlight that is a total selected?
yeah, what about the cover?
I think this is the default behavior of clarity component. So it's not easy to modify.
But we have data.
Okay.
We can add that number to anywhere, right? For example,
Yes.
I can show it in the button, or I can create a new label to show it close to the button. Maybe the font is a little bigger. So what about when I click the cover all project? For example, there is 20 projects in my
when you
harbor.
click cover all and this part will become useless and will be disabled.
So how many projects? So I'm wondering how many projects, should I should know how many projects.
No, cover means cover
cover
all
means all the existing and future projects.
Yeah, I know all existing. Maybe it's a number, right? There will be a number. Maybe it's more obvious or more useful. All. I know all is all the existing, but how many? 20, 40, 50?
No, it's also cover all the future projects. So what about the meaning that we put a number here? Right.
Yep,
So if
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, actually, I think we can put one label, right? Just show the select, no matter it's through the cover all or through the select all button, right?
Yeah, we can think about that. Yeah. It would be something like the current selected projects or something like that.
Yeah, it's it's much cooler. Yeah. I think it's a robot account. It's becoming very cool than the previous version. No, yeah, it's a powerful feature. And the UI is very beautiful. That previous.
Thanks. Any other question?
Yeah,
I have a
so are we
question.
gonna keep legacy? How long are we gonna keep legacy for?
Maybe for 1 or 2 releases.
Okay, and so what's the behavior after, say, 2.4? Are they gonna go away, or
User cannot see the legacy robots from UI, and the legacy robots cannot be authenticated.
got it?
Yeah.
So they're effectively deleted, right? Because
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that code base is gone, so
Yeah.
we have to provide some documentation in the
Yes.
2.2 release, telling users, hey,
Mhm.
it's
You're better to migrate
there's a
all the
legacy,
yeah.
right? There's a period.
Yeah, actually,
For
for
them to
example, for us, this would be a big issue because we have like hundreds or even thousands of robot accounts in our setup, and this would require every customer to create a new robot account and update it in every of their systems, and that's going to be a huge mess. So isn't there a way to maybe convert one of the legacy robot accounts into a new one?
I think the back end, we looked at it before. First of all, it was difficult. Second of all, the secret is, previously it's using a GW2, a JA token. Now it's using a secret. It's gonna break either way.
I mean,
right?
the secret is hashed in the database, I guess, salted and hashed, right?
No, for the legacy robot, we do not store the GW token into Harbor database, so that we have no way to convert the legacy.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, there is a chance. In the first successful verification of the legacy robot account, there's a chance you transform it to the new version.
So we can do the transformation at the time and for the in the authentication, but I think it's kind of weird behavior. It has to be defined by a PM, and I mean Alex had to define the behavior what we want.
Yeah, that will end up some legacy become the new one, but some legacy that the user haven't tried to use, it remain legacy and will be removed at some point. So that will be more messy. I think from our side, it will be hard to, maintain or do, task.
Yeah. So right now we're thinking about just giving users a grace period, like a release or two for them to convert. I don't know. I do understand the concern around, deprecating a lot of these robot accounts and having to reconstruct them and re-put them into your CI/CDs. So
yeah, so if there's any option to maybe do it on the fly when the user authenticates, and because then we already have all the information we need to convert a legacy system into a new one, legacy robot account into a new one. I guess so. For our organization, I would have to write the functionality anyhow, because I cannot convince hundreds of developers to do that. That's for us at least. This will be a deal breaker then in the version where we deprecate this, or where Harvard decides to deprecate this. It's going to be a huge mess, and I think for every other bigger organization, this is also going to be a big issue.
Right.
But if we decide to migrate the legacy robots, we do have notify user to update their password, because after the transformation, the password has to be updated to the new format of password instead of GW token.
And the name, right? You have the new pattern of name.
Yeah, as well as name. So this is actually create a new one. Is that robot? for the Lexi.
Yeah, I understand the issue. Maybe we can also take this offline and put it into a discussion on GitHub. But I just see that for bigger organizations with hundreds and even thousands of robot accounts, this is going to be a mess.
I see.
Will it not be possible to use the JWT token as a password, as a secret, then later on? Because we can, when the user validates or signs in, we can validate his token, and if the token is correct, we can
that's possible. Correct.
string and use this as a secret. So this means the user don't have to set a new password.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to handle the password. But as for the name of the robot, because we have the pattern to avoid duplication, so I see that will still be an issue in the future.
So another option is just to keep the Lexi robots for
forever.
No, that's not a good approach.
Yeah. Yeah, but also for the prefix, I mean, robot account usernames have to be unique anyhow right now in the system.
No,
and
it's the within project. You have to have a unique name for your robot within the project, but
okay, no longer system-wide. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's because we add the namespace library into the prefix of our existing replica.
Okay, then I will just see how what comes to mind, and I will put some comments in the current discussion thread about this on GitHub.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Sure.
if you could.
Thanks very much for the discussion.
That'd be appreciated. Great, thanks. Any other questions related to this new system level robot accounts?
I have a question regarding the permissions. What permissions are there? There's like the REST API permission. We've seen that with the tagging, create tag, create, but there is no yet a REST API permission or something.
Yeah, it's REST API permission.
It's a subset of the REST APIs, right, that we've opened up.
That means that you can use the Robocon in your CI secret to create a new tag for your Docker image or chart files.
Would it maybe be an option to open this up for the system operator to decide what possible API routes this robot account can access, or what options are given to the user to select?
These 10 permissions are predefined in Harbor. That you can think about that. It's hard coded in.
Right. He's asking about maybe the system admin can define the set of permissions that you can delegate to robot accounts in his organization.
Exactly, because right now we have a workaround where we just inject users by hand or by some automated process into the Harbor database, and then connect them to the OIDC metadata so they can log in using the OIDC identity provider. But it would of course be nice to have this natively supported, and these robot accounts look like a great option to do that.
Yeah, so we didn't want to open up too much access, right? We didn't want to give robots, system level permissions of any kind, because it's really supposed to be just for, automation and improving your CI/CD. So, people were asking about, can I use a robot to create a robot account? Can I get, API access to that? And I think, at least within this set of functionalities, right, what you're suggesting could work, right? On a certain Harbor instance, maybe the system admin only wants to give the ability to push or pull, or to only pull even without push access, but with a different set of permissions on a different instance.
Of course, it's a great set of permissions for the first release, but maybe if the community comes back and sees that there has to be more permissions that are commonly used inside CI/CD pipelines.
Right,
I
right,
guess we can
absolutely.
expand it.
This is just a first iteration.
Yeah.
You know, there's a long discussion on the GitHub ticket about
Yeah, I saw
what
that. Yeah.
we feel is, you know, right for the first release. So definitely, you know, please add your comments, and we'll take it into consideration for the next iteration.
Yeah, from the new design, I mean, robot version 2, it has the ability to expand any information into a robot, like a system operation. Yeah.
That's great. That's scalable. Cool.
Yeah, and I will also suggest you participate in the community meeting more often to, in the early discussion, you may have a bigger chance to change the design, but now we are too close to FC. So yeah, that's the first thing.
All right, I just want to, you know, I see Daniel is on here. Daniel from Aqua. I don't know if you have any thoughts about this.
Yeah, definitely this looks cool. I will have to play a little bit. Is this build available, or is all the code is already merged on the master? Because I'm interested in particular in this permissions on these for the pluggable scanners and this deployment security checker, right? We had some
Right. That
corner
was
cases.
one of the.
Yeah, it looks, cool, as I said. I just need to play a little bit more, and then if I have some feedback, maybe I will reuse the discussion. But overall, it's really great and a great demo. And I think I understand the scalability problems that you have just discussed, but for the permission standpoint to what we need for the pluggable scanners, this is enough.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if this is merged master, but we'll get a build to you for sure.
Yeah, either like a commit ID or a branch, or if you have already a build, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'll be happy to test it.
Yeah, I will send a URL later. Then Patrick.
Yeah. All right, great, thanks.
Cool. Yeah, that's all we have planned for the demo portion. I wanted to mention that we are deprecating Claire on the 2.2. So, you're only going to be able to install with Trivy as a default scanner, but you can still install Claire as an third-party scanner through our pluggable interrogation services framework. So deploy it, pair it through the pluggable interrogation service configuration page within Harper, and then you can still use it that way. But installing it as an argument, we're only going to have Aqua Trivy as an option. So
Alex, one. Sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
Please go ahead. Yeah, I just want to tell Alex, maybe we should start talking about deprecating the char museum in the next release. I mean 2.3.
Right. We were looking at deprecating char museum in 2.3 because there's some performance issues, right? And it's not worth investing into solving that, basically, because we already have that functionality through our OCI registry, and it's not worth it to maintain two separate to have to be able to host your charts in two different places, and the functionalities are not a parity, right? You have much more. There are a lot more functionalities available to Helm charts managed as OCI artifacts, just like Docker images. So I think we were looking at deprecating it maybe in 2.3 or 2.4. We're going for 2.3 now because of some of the complications. So if you're still going to be using charts, please start to de-invest from using Char Museum and just use Helm 3 to push directly to our OCI registry. Right? There's a lot of documentation on that on the Harper website.
Good decision.
So little piece PSA. Any other questions or comments?
Alex, this is Daniel from Aqua again. Just to follow up on this announcement that Claire is going to be not going to be a default or pre-installed scanner. But also I'm wondering, we still have the scanner adapter for Claire, right? Which, as far as I remember, is only compatible with Claire version 2. I've recently seen that there is a Claire version 4. So what's the plan for maintaining the adapter? Do we still, even though it's not like, let's say it won't be installed with Harbor,
Right.
do we still want to maintain or keep it up to date, or would it be more responsibility for the vendor, which is currently Red Hat or IBM? I lost who's maintaining Claire now. But yeah, I hope you get my point, right? I think some people might ask that, for example, we are not supporting the latest and greatest Claire, and we need to find, have a plan for that.
Yep. Yeah, there are two different issues. I haven't really thought about it. I haven't looked at the latest Claire, but I know that they've made some major improvements to the latest Claire, and so we're probably going to keep supporting it and look to keep up with maintaining the Claire adapter. So I don't have a more definitive answer for you, but it's something we'll look into.
Yeah, good. So that's a good information. So yeah, because I thought that there was kind of an agreement with the maintainers that maybe they will want to host it and integrate, because this is usually how from my standpoint, should look like, that like the vendor would like to integrate. On the other hand, we should also book some time and do the spike, see how or if there is any difference in the API. Maybe it's just version bump and we don't have to change anything. But I think they're bumped up. I think they skipped version 3. There's a version 2 and version 4 of Claire.
I think so. Yeah.
But maybe that's something I can look into to see how it differs and what is, what's the effort to keep it, right? Because other than that, we should clearly state which version of Claire we support, right? Because I can imagine people installing Claire, the latest version, with a pretty old adapter, and then we'll have to address those problems.
Yep, that's a good point. I don't think we stated anywhere on GitHub or in our website exactly which version we support. It is a pretty old version, so we should make that distinction. If you can help take a look, that'd be even better. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. If you can take a look and see what's the effort, and we can discuss it in our next meeting.
Yeah, so I'll do the spike and share what I found in Slack channel, so everyone can see, and we can discuss it further.
Awesome. Any other questions? I think all the questions in chat were answered. All right, well, thanks Shijing for the demo. Thanks everyone for attending. If there are no questions, we can give 12 minutes back. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.